Hey, welcome to the Wisconsin Drunken History Podcast. We are your hosts, Eric Sturgeon.
And I'm Russell Sari.
This podcast is about all things Wisconsin, history, music, culture, and beer. Although we don't often use strong language, the content is not intended for young audiences, so listener discretion is advised.
If you love the bluegrass music you hear in this intro, please check out Dang It's from Madison, Wisconsin by visiting their website, dang-its.com. Now on to the show.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Wisconsin Drunken History Podcast. We are your hosts, as always. I am Eric.
And I am Russ.
We have a truly legendary topic today. But before we get into that, we have a few quick reminders and announcements. Please remember to like, subscribe, rate, and review wherever it is that you choose to listen. And also go to projectcapestudio.com. You'll find links to our socials and our shop over at TeePublic, right all on the one page there. And don't be stingy and share us with your friends and family. All right, let's get down to business. This is our final episode of the 2020 year. Which has been a dumpster fire of a year, but we're glad that we're kind of wrapping stuff up on such a good note here. And our main story is the history of the Aaron's Company, the official snow throwing champions, as we've given them that name. We also have great Wisconsin music from the band Feed the Dog, and we have a tasty ass beer review, and another edition of How Many Locos You At? And of course, we have a special interview with Young Blood Beer Company. So stay tuned. So the year is 1933. The United States is in pretty rough condition as a whole. In fact, this is considered the worst year of the Great Depression. Henry Aaron's just lost his family's 40-year-old business, which was Brilliant Iron Works, to bankruptcy and just the conditions of the economy during that time. This didn't stop Aaron's, and his three sons and him headed back into their garage and got to work. With only $3,000 of borrowed funds, they built their first walk-behind rotary tiller, called the Model A. The Aaron's Company was born. Critical to the success of growers, commercial and otherwise, in the late 30s, the Aaron's tillers were not an overnight success and actually weren't well received right away at all. Determination and persistence would help Aaron's keep his blades in the dirt, and soon the Model A was joined by the Model B, the multi-tiller, and the roller tiller. In 1941, World War II was at the center of everyone's efforts, and like many businesses, Aaron's had to switch gears and start producing more war-affiliated items. In fact, the United States Army commissioned the Aaron's Company to build 300 of the T-9 Paracaissons to use in the invasion of Sicily. That Army mission was codenamed Operation Husky, so you can actually go take a little walk down the internet lane and see what Operation Husky and the invasion of Sicily was all about. Building and delivering all 300 of these on time, the Aaron's Company was awarded the Army's coveted Ordnance Award.
Wow.
So, I mean, and they had, a nice little gathering for that, a little ceremony, which was great. So after the war, the Aaron's Company responded to the country's need for greater food production, and they engineered some truly great products. The Aaron's Tillevator, which could cultivate 16 rows at a time, which is huge at this point. It was a huge part of the company's success. So at this time, Aaron's also entered the residential market, and this is where we see the first snow throw attachment. So in the United States at this time, it was becoming more common for families to have homes in suburbs. The suburb life was kind of becoming a thing, the white picket fence, cars in their garages, and riding lawnmowers as well. So Aaron's introduced the Yardster, which included the first snow throw attachment. In 1956, Henry Aaron's unfortunately passed away, which led to leadership changing over to his son, Steve his sons Steve, Leon, and Francis. So the Ariens Imperial riding lawnmower set standards. But again, switching focus, a distributor for Ariens in the Northeast desired a dedicated snow throwing machine for home snow removal instead of just the attachment. Now, Russ, I know you have a sizable driveway.
Yeah.
We have a sizable driveway here. It's not always affordable for somebody to have a snow removal company come here, plow you out. It's not always affordable for everybody to have a truck with a snow plow on the front of it.
Right.
We sort of have to make do, right? And in this time, making do was probably just shoveling.
Exactly.
I mean, can you imagine what this Ariens snow throw did for these individuals?
Exactly. And just in our home state of Wisconsin.
Right. So enter 1960. The Ariens Company produces one of their most successful and longest lasting product lines. These things are literally built like tanks. I'm fairly certain they are bulletproof. You could probably shoot at it and it would probably throw the bullet back in your face. And year after year, countless feet of snowfall. These snow throwers have our backsides covered and our driveways cleared. Steve Ariens eventually passed the reins to his son, Michael, and the company was growing significantly. They built a new manufacturing facility, and they were set to make a series of acquisitions. Most notably, in 1982, they acquired Gravely, which is a longtime manufacturer of commercial lawn mowing, zero turns, and some gardening equipment. Huge acquisition at this point. I mean, clearly, Ariens has their own set of lawn mowers and kind of gardening equipment and things like that, but acquiring a name like Gravely at that time means that you're doing well.
Oh yeah, when you start doing acquisitions into your company, it's huge,
absolutely huge.
Yeah, like I mean Generac and DR recently, which is a huge acquisition.
Exactly. So in 1995, they acquired the Stens Corporation, which was an aftermarket parts supplier, and as a part of the Ariens family, the Stens catalogs have grown to offer parts that fit over 20,000 applications.
Wow.
That's massive.
It's huge.
To be able to offer a catalog that gets you the parts and all the things and the hardware needed to fix or even make upgrades to their own equipment is great.
Yeah, I mean, as someone who's like engineering and mechanical engineering inclined, like it's nice to have something like that to even update a snowblower you have that's maybe not the best condition. You can get an Ariens aftermarket part to add on to it to make it better.
Exactly, and
which is great.
Yeah, and the availability of these parts and hardware is huge because sometimes you end up getting a product that doesn't even have that support for anything after the initial purchase. You know, if you get a year or two into this thing and all of a sudden something breaks, when you're dealing with other companies and other manufacturers, you might be up shit's creek.
Exactly.
But with something from the Ariens company, you're not. I mean, you have the ability and you have that kind of almost local family feel to it that you're able to provide some sort of a solution for that.
Exactly.
So the current company president and another member of the Ariens family lineage, Dan Ariens, has shaped the company and expertly guided them into the new millennium. In order to promote one of the Ariens company's core values, which was intellectual curiosity, the company gave back to the community by funding the Ariens Technology and Engineering Education Center at Brillion High School, which is a cutting-edge facility and helps young students develop their technical problem-solving skills and introduces them to new relationships, even with the Ariens employees, which is awesome. Like they are still hands-on in this thing, and just absolutely a phenomenal company that you really are proud to say are Wisconsin locals, you know?
Yeah, so. And I agree. I mean, so for me, Brillion, Wisconsin is not one of our bigger cities. It's a smaller area, which is really cool that they can do this for a smaller area. Like a company like this size, if you go to Fleet Farm and Fleet, Menards, a lot of these big chains that are, hardware supplying stores, you're going to find an Ariens in there, which is huge.
And in fact, when we first bought our house, this has been 2 years as of October, we were shortly approaching the winter season, and we didn't have anything. We came from an apartment, so we didn't have any sort of equipment or anything to be prepared to cut a 1 acre lawn like we have, to clear a driveway that's nearly 200 feet long just at its point from the road to the garage. I mean, we weren't prepared for that, and that was the first thing we thought of was, well, where do we go to get an Ariens snow throw? Because that's what we have seen. When you go to Packer games, you understand that that's the official snowblower of the Lambeau Field. This is just a name that we've seen growing up in the state of Wisconsin that and trust. And because, an organization like the Green Bay Packers would trust it to clear the field and clear all the parking lots. And, that's huge. Not that they necessarily use a snowblower to clear all the parking lots, but sidewalks and things, that's Ariens.
Yeah, so when I first moved to, the farm that we have now, I was kind of in the midst of shopping, and Ariens was the one that popped up as the most durable and like the best reviewed as one of the quality snow throwers. So, there was a time where I had a limited budget. I really wanted one, and I'm still looking at getting one in the near future here. I love the Ariens company. And actually, I didn't know they're from Wisconsin until Eric mentioned this to me, which I'm even more proud of, which will mean I will get one now.
Yeah, mine, I currently have the 28-inch Deluxe, 2-stage, as mentioned, year after year, snowfall after snowfall. This thing just fires up. I store it down in the other outbuilding I have here on the property for, the 5 or 6 months that you don't, use it or anything like that. And then all of a sudden you drag it all the way back up to the house, easy to throw, or easy to push rather. And then I get it all ready to rock and roll, change out some spark plugs, change the oil, get everything rocking and rolling, make sure my shear bolts are good, and then all of a sudden you're rocking and rolling. You throw some fresh gas in, you plug it into the outlet really quick, press the little electric start button, boom, done.
I know, right? And for me, like when I'm making a purchase, Wisconsin is the first thing in mind. Like I have a Generac generator. Mm-hmm. I have Fiskars, which is Madison. They're actually a Finnish company, but Madison's where they're distributed out of. So
I was just going to say, isn't that Swedish or Finnish?
It's Finnish, yeah. But so what I do is I try to find these companies that are, supporting America first, but then Wisconsin next, because I love our state. I'd do anything to support it. I buy Wisconsin beer mostly. I buy Wisconsin products. And Ariens is just one of those companies that's up there as a top dog, top notch company, and I recommend anyone go and get these.
And another one that we'll do another episode on as well is Briggs and Stratton.
Yeah,
another yard tool that you have to use is a push mower for edging, for lining. Some people just use it to mow their whole lawn if they have a small enough lawn. The one thing that I knew when looking into the push mower stuff, I said it has to have a Briggs and Stratton motor. So that was like the one thing that they don't produce the full lawnmower themselves, but hey, whatever
the company,
whatever's powering this thing has to be Briggs and Stratton.
Yeah, and so this is a very controversial statement, but there's that debate about Case versus John Deere.
Yeah.
So for a Wisconsinite, you choose red over green.
Case IH, baby.
Case IH is the way to go. It's Wisconsin original. You got to go Case International.
Yeah.
I mean, you just have to. And, we talked about on one of our episodes recently about J.I. Case, who was from Racine, Wisconsin as well. If you're driving out there, you're going to see the big Case International. So when it comes to equipment, buy Wisconsin. Ariens, top-notch company, buy Ariens. You're going to see reviews online. These are top-notch. Like Eric said, you can probably fire machine gun rounds at it, and that's not going to damage it.
No.
The thing's built like
amazing.
A beast.
It's absolutely amazing. As Russ said, buy local. It's definitely worth it. And honestly, all of these companies have been around and producing these awesome products for so long, so they're trustworthy as well. This is amazing. All right, so on to our music segment. We actually have a band called Feed the Dog. They are another one of these just epically great bluegrass kind of bands. I mean, they're classic. And honestly, for us to be able to get all of these to allow us to promote and kind of throw that out there is huge. I'm absolutely a giant fan of of their music. So
yeah, we've been so lucky with the music department. I mean, we've had the top notch bands. I mean, like Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, Honey Goats.
yeah,
I mean, there's just so many. Chicken Wire Empire. I mean, we've just been so lucky, honestly. And you know, I'm really excited to feature these guys. They're really good music. Eric introduced me to them. I have not heard of them before Eric mentions them. And but yeah, I'm really excited to have them on today.
yeah. So the song that we chose is Beer for Breakfast. They actually sent this to us special for this. Absolutely amazing music. I honestly encourage everyone to go out, find them on the streaming sites. If you can, pick up a CD or an album wherever they are sold. Reach out to them directly too. They're absolutely personable gentlemen, and they're super happy to kind of coexist in this Wisconsin cool environment that we've built. So again, without further ado, this is Feed the Dog, Beer for Breakfast.
Yeah, finally feeling warmed up. Drinking beer for breakfast. I didn't go out last night. I'm sitting on my front porch, trying to catch a buzz. The leaves are a-changing, the sky is turning gray. Drinking's in my culture, that's the way it's gonna stay. Sipping on that lager, drinking a can of light. I'm living the high life and everything is alright. To my local watering hole, I'm ordering a bloody, chasing with the PBR. Things are getting hazy, the joint could not have helped. Good thing I brought a dog treat. I need to pick me up to get me out of this well. Sipping on that lager, drinking a can of light. I'm living the high life and everything is alright. Drank up all the lager, crushed cans of light. Live the high life, gonna pass out tonight.
All right, again, that was Feed the Dog, and the song was Beer for Breakfast. you definitely got to go check these guys out anytime that they're in your area. I know that they do also do like the festivals and that sort of stuff. Any of the concerts and stuff. As soon as it gets going again, obviously the rhetoric here is that it's COVID and you can't do anything. Everything's shut down. It's not normal. Whatever. I know we keep saying that, but when they are up and going and they're traveling and touring again, damn, you got to go see these guys.
That
it is like
is amazing.
It is like the best version of this like almost like rock version of like bluegrass and stuff. It's so good.
Yeah,
I absolutely love
agree.
it. So we have another beer review for you all again, and this one comes to us from Eagle Park, right here in Muskego, Wisconsin.
Yeah, another one from our home of the studio in Muskego, Wisconsin, from Eagle Park. This one's called Pink House, and it's a Berliner Weiss with black currants brewed into it. Coming in at 4.6 ABV. Right off the bat, I'm getting a little tartness from the currants.
Damn near sour, yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like a sour flavor. You're getting a little fruit forward. And, I mean, a currant is kind of a more sour berry that grows here in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
But it's really good. The color is really neat, actually. It's a pink color, which is really cool.
It fits the name Pink Houses. I mean, that is...
The beer it pours pink, which is
little
crazy.
pink houses for you and me.
For you and me. John Cougs.
Yeah, a little bit of Cougar Mountain Camp.
But, the can's really cool. The art is phenomenal on these cans. And like we said before, Eagle Park makes amazing beer. And we've been really trying to get them on the show. They're a great brewery here in Muskego.
They're musicians. They're music fans. Honestly, if you get a chance to go to the Eagle Park, it's like the tap room, brewery, and restaurant right in Muskego. It is a phenomenal operation. Not only is the place massive, but the canning operation and stuff that they do there, they do a little bit of a tour. Not exactly sure how the outlook of that is, as we move forward in this world. But the facility is just absolutely phenomenal, and even better yet, the product that they create and brew is top notch, really top notch.
Yeah, so the can art, for example, it's like really this like indie art, I would say, like independent artists, and it actually says the art is by bearbear.co at bearbear.co, and I mean every can is just phenomenally crafted. The beer is phenomenal. I love the name Pink House, is obviously John Cougar fan, but it's like the carbonation is perfect. The cans are greatly carbonated. This is a really cold. Like this has been sitting in the fridge. It's really cold and crisp. I love it. It pours pink. It has a little tartness. It's not a sour, but it like leans a little more sour to me because the natural fruit in it. It's like more of a tangy fruit.
It does, and it again, it's a damn good beer. It's a solid product. It just tastes so damn good.
I'm really enjoying it. And like I said, if you're going to branch out and try something unique, this is another unique beer you got to try. It's not, it's not going to have that Miller Lite Busch flavor to it. It's not going to have that standard Pilsner, but it's something new to branch out and try.
Yeah.
And it's really good.
And they recently just expanded their distribution as well. So they're still only Wisconsin, but they've expanded it a little bit. Most of the southern half of Wisconsin has the fortunate, ability to grab this. I know really, really far north stuff, not quite yet. I think they were still not in Racine or Kenosha yet either.
Wow. So they're Milwaukee surrounding area.
Yeah, exactly. But and pretty far up too. They just recently, like I said, grabbed another distributor to throw them even further north, but not quite, past the midway point in the state either. So
yeah, but I really love it. I recommend you checking it out. Again, it's called Pink Houses, and it's from Eagle Park here in Muskego, Wisconsin. Grab a case. I think they come in 4-packs.
It's a 4-pack, yeah.
But they're pint cans, so you're gonna get a lot of beer in one can. Yeah. And they're one of those beers. They're 4.6, so you can drink them during the day. They're refreshing. You can drink them on a hot day, cold day. you get that nice summer flavor from the black currants coming through. But yes, again, check them out.
Now on to the infamous How Many Locos segment that we do here.
Yeah, and we got a good one coming out of the Janesville area. A 34-year-old Janesville man and a 41-year-old Milton woman face OWI, operating while intoxicated, charges after being involved in 2 separate crashes in the same place on the same night. Janesville Police Lieutenant says an officer was assisting a stalled motorist about 9:30 p.m. Monday on the Center Avenue Bridge when a vehicle slammed into her parked squad car. Yeah. So after the police closed the bridge to investigate, another driver attempted to go around the squad car and crashed into the bridge abutment.
Jesus.
Yeah. As a result, they both face OWI charges. The person adds
that's the lieutenant.
Yeah, they adds the officer did suffer a minor back injury, but is already back on patrol.
Yeah.
So
thank you so much for your
So as we know, the Rock County area is one of the top drunk driving.
They tally some good amounts there.
As one of the drunkest cities in America.
Yeah.
Rock County, Beloit, Janesville area are one of the top. So we got a 34-year-old Janesville man and a 41-year-old woman. So they're veterans of drinking. I mean, I'm about the same age as the one man. So, I mean, I've had my share of beer, but I'm always safe about it.
Yeah.
So we got a 34 and a 41. So they're veterans of drinking.
They both hit things. We're dealing with accidents here.
So one is stopped. Drunk driving. We don't have a lot of information on this one. It's a pretty small article, but it's one of those crazy ones that we had to report on. So we have 2 people. We got the 34-year-old Janesville man and the 41-year-old Milton woman.
Mm-hmm. So here let's
we got to break down the evidence here.
Yeah. So the which one hit the car?
So I believe the man was pulled over, right? So a stalled motorist was the man. And I believe that the woman was the one who crashed into him and the abutment. I believe.
Yeah, but someone crashed into the squad car though.
Yes.
I thought one crashed into a squad car.
Yes. So the man was the abutment, which made his car stall on the bridge.
Got it.
The woman hit the back of the car because she didn't see him because of drunk driving. I believe.
Wait, hang on a second.
I think that's how it goes, and I we don't know 100% here.
So the bridge when a vehicle, so they had already, so the police lieutenant there was assisting with a stalled motorist, and that was Monday on the Center Avenue Bridge when a vehicle slammed into her parked squad car. So we know that at one point he was helping she was helping a stranded motorist, and the car was hit.
I see what you're saying. So she got hit, and then one came around and hit the abutment because the driver was stalled. It wasn't a stalled drunk driver.
Both people, both of our parties here, the 34-year-old Janesville man and the 40-year-old woman from Milton, they both are OWI with crashes.
Okay, so we don't have a lot of evidence here. So we got 34-year-old man, Janesville, Rock County, which we know is one of the top drinking areas. We know they hit a cop car, first one.
Yep.
And the other one hit the abutment.
Trying to go around.
Smashing
into the bridge a little bit
So
more.
we know they're both snockered. They're probably going to be on the same local level. I'm thinking they're probably pretty close to the same local level. The 6-year advance, the 7-year difference isn't going to play much into this, I don't think.
I mean, the fact that she's older and she's a woman, though,
gets
me.
So maybe she's a little less. So the 34-year-old man, I'm guessing, is a 12 local or 3 cans.
Yep,
three
that's
cans.
exactly what I was thinking.
The
12
woman
local.
is a 1.5, 2 local. So we're going 6 to 8 local on her, I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's my exact
that's
opinion.
okay. That's exactly what I was thinking. And like I said, we don't have a lot of information. I'm glad nobody was hurt, and I'm glad she only suffered a minor back injury and is back on the job.
Yeah,
it's like we talk about every time. Don't end up on our show, please.
No, and
we don't want you on our show.
This is not how we anticipate moving forward with this show. In a perfect society, we wouldn't have this segment at all.
Yeah, which is why we don't mention names, because we don't want to give them any more shame. I mean, it stinks. Nobody wants.
The
this.
articles are there. The names are always listed in the articles.
You can look them up if you really want to know.
Yeah,
so.
we just choose personally to try not to say the people who are committing the crime.
Right, but I'm glad Officer Kleisner is okay.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody wants a police officer to be injured. I mean, it's a job that, not everybody wants. It's a dangerous job, to tell you the truth. So, I'm glad she's okay. I'm glad she's back on the job. But like I said before, we got Ubers, we got taxis, we got so many options. The Tavern League.
The Tavern League of Wisconsin is great.
Just get a ride home. Don't be these two people. Please.
Drive sober or get pulled over.
Drink Wisconsinably.
Drink Wisconsinably.
All right, today we're here with Tom from Youngblood Brewery in Madison, Wisconsin. Tom, how are you doing?
I am wonderful. How are you guys?
Not too bad.
Doing well.
So can you give us a little history about how you guys got started at Youngblood?
Yeah, for sure. So we opened to the public in May of 2020. So yes, really good time to open.
Right. Perfect timing.
So we've been going at it for about 5-6 months now, and it's all things considered, it's going pretty well.
Yeah,
Good.
I know. Eric was he was the one who mentioned to me. He said it's a great brewery. You got to check it out. So I'm pretty excited about it.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean we're located right down kind of off the Capitol Square in Madison. Across from the Majestic Theater on King Street. So it's we got the tap room. We're also distributing in cans and out on drafts. So it's been good.
Yeah, I know with Live on King Street, you guys are going to get slammed.
Yeah, as soon as we get back to normal.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we really lucked out with the location. It's a great location, right in the middle of everything. But obviously, just kind of a weird time right now.
Agreed. Can you give us a little bit about some upcoming beers you guys have that we need to try?
Yeah, or just beers in general. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So one thing with us is we very rarely remake the same beer. So we have stuff that has been around, but it's not like we have like a flagship or anything like that we make all the time. So we make a ton of IPAs. We also kind of delve into sours, and then some Belgian, kind of European styles. That's kind of where we focus our time and energy. There's a really cool beer that we've got coming up. It's called Spaghetti Monster, and it's a Belgian Golden Strong. So it's the biggest beer we've ever made, and it's got it's very traditional kind of Belgian Golden Strong ale, but it's tops 11% ABV. It'll be really nice as the weather kind of starts to turn.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to use a little bit of beet sugar in there then?
So, that's a good question. I don't believe Kyle, who's our brewer and one of my partners, he would be the one to comment on that. But I'm trying to remember if it was if it was a larger malt bill or if he added any, additional fermentables to it. I off the top of my head, I don't know.
Yeah, and that's fine. I mean, we made a couple different variations of some beet sugar. We made some homemade stuff, me and Eric.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty excited to check it out. I can't wait to get up to the Madison area. I really hope COVID kind of tapers off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, we all do. I mean, we, it's funny because we are distributing out in cans and that sort of thing. But when we originally concepted the brewery, there was no plans to distribute cans. It was going to be sell most of what we make in our tap room and then do some draft sales. And then, obviously in, late March, we said, okay, well, we got to rethink that plan.
Yeah, exactly.
So do you guys have a canning operation on site, or do you guys go through somebody else to can?
Yeah, we go through. There's another local brewery in town who basically so what we do is we fill half barrels, truck it over to them, and then they pump it into their bright tank, carbonate it to where we want it to be, and then package it on their machine. We have our facility is less than 2,000 square feet, so it's really, really small for a brewery.
Yeah, definitely. Though, I mean, you gotta, just be fluid with the times, and I'm glad you guys have been. That way, we can definitely taste all the wonderful things you guys brew.
Yeah, well, it's funny because we actually cut a hole in the floor of our brewery and dropped our tanks in there, so they kind of like peek up out of the basement. But it's kind of cool because you can like overlook it while you're having a drink and kind of look down into it. And that was a really great idea when we weren't going to be selling a lot of beer in cans. But now we basically keg, we put everything in kegs, and then we have to get it up, from the basement to the first floor and then out to have a can. So like every week we're hauling 20 half barrels out of the basement. That's not even like the quarter barrels that we're putting it out into distribution. So it's things have a funny way of working out sometimes.
So you guys are pretty buff then.
Yeah. But Kyle is like this. He's like a small, kind of slender guy. But I mean, that dude can like huff half barrels like I've never seen. I mean, it's I don't know where all the muscles are. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's really awesome. And I know, obviously, we've been talking about it, but do you guys have any like current events where people can still come in and try your beer?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're open to the public. We have patio like right now. Obviously, I'm sure the patio's really busy with the weather that we're having. But we're open at 25% capacity, so people can come in, check it out. And then we've got like a Black Friday release that we're going to be doing with some weird beers that's not it's not available on distribution. And then we've got some holiday promotions that we're doing too. So we're definitely open. We've got food. Like I said, we can have about 30 people in there at any given time.
Awesome.
We have everything spaced out for COVID precautions and following the guidelines and those sorts of things.
Awesome, Tom. Yeah, we can't wait to get up there.
I definitely cannot wait to get up there.
Yeah, let me know when you guys are coming up. I'd love to have a beer with you and show you around.
Sure, we'll talk
Awesome.
more beer too.
Like to see the hole in your ground.
All right, so before we let you go, we have our questions we always ask. How Wisconsin are you? Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so our first question we got for you: have you ever eaten a squeaky cheese curd, not a cheeky?
Not a cheeky squeeze curd.
Yeah. Cheeky and squeaky cheese curds.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right, awesome. Yeah, that's one that it's kind of one we might have to take off our list because I think everybody has had a squeaky cheese curd at some point in Wisconsin. Like you can't.
Yeah.
All the gas stations have them. Everybody's got them.
Everyone's got them.
Totally. Now, I remember we would. So I'm from like the Milwaukee area, and cheese curds. You certainly get cheese curds, but I remember we would go on traveling like we would play baseball and we would like travel around. And I remember like specifically going up to like the Madison area or like areas further outside of Milwaukee, and it was like that's when we got like the real good cheese curds.
Yeah,
for sure. All right, have you ever tailgated at a Brewers, Packers, or a Badgers game?
All three.
Oh, the
trifecta.
Nice. That's
Rad.
awesome.
Yeah, I'm a big sports nut.
That's so cool. I mean, we've been getting a lot of trifectas lately, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like, that's one of the great things about being from Wisconsin is the kind of like game day tailgating culture. And like I said, I'm from Milwaukee area originally, and we used to go to brewer games, kind of on the drop of the hat. You got make a little more plan now that I live in Madison.
Yeah.
But back in the day, it was like, what are we doing? Let's go to the game.
Yep, exactly.
You grab the charbroil.
That's how we would do.
Yeah, heck yeah.
I got the one that that folds up. It's like a propane. But,
Yep.
folds up and just throw it right in the back of the car.
That's the ultimate tailgater.
It was literally built for Milwaukee Brewers games.
Right, exactly.
the MB edition.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, so have you ever hit a deer?
I have hit a deer, yes. Although not in Wisconsin.
Really?
Yeah, I was in, where were we? It was like somewhere out west. I was doing a road trip with a couple of guys also from Wisconsin. And
Damn.
we hit a deer in like Utah or something. I don't know. It was, like,
man.
A Mormon deer.
a J. Smith deer.
Dude,
Wow.
you hit a Joseph Smith.
Right.
A 10-point Joseph Smith.
Right. Well, we didn't even see it because then, we were like at the middle of the night and then off the side of the road and, it was like a steep hill too. So we were just like, I mean, I guess maybe it wasn't a deer, but I mean, we're fairly certain it was a deer. All of us have seen deer before. So.
It was like a bar fight out in the middle of the road. You just got out and you punched the deer in the face.
Right.
Get out of the road.
Exactly.
All right. Have you ever had a true muddled old fashioned, and do you prefer sweet or sour?
So I'm a brandy sweet guy, and
Yep.
yes,
Sure.
I have had many a muddled old fashioned in my life.
Yeah, I like both. A sweet's more preferable to me, but yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm a brandy sour guy, but
Okay, all right, yep. It's I think sweet is the first way I've had them, and so it's just kind of always been the go-to for me.
yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever milked a cow?
No, I have not. I gotta add that to my list.
You got to try it. Grab an
Yeah.
udder one of these days.
No, never have.
All right.
Just grab the bag and hang on.
So a controversial question. What do you consider to be up north?
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, so I think once you get past like the Fox Valley, that's up north.
Okay,
that's
so like
not bad.
that's Oshkosh area ish.
Yeah, exactly. Once
Okay.
you go past like Oshkosh, Appleton, I feel like that's up north. So anything kind of whatever that parallel is. I
Yeah.
guess,
Yeah,
past
yeah.
that, you're up north.
Yeah, definitely better than my description. I thought at first, and I was corrected, but I thought at first it was anything north of the Dells.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because I live in Madison now. If I lived in Milwaukee, yeah,
That's
Right.
the problem.
thought that way. But yeah, I just feel like there's still. I feel like up north is like once you kind of like are out of the larger cities.
Yeah.
You know, and so like Fox Valley to me still's got a lot of people, a lot of activity. Once you go past that, it's you're up north.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. And so supper clubs. Do you have a favorite?
I kind of like Toby's up here in the Madison area.
Yeah.
That's a real good one. I mean, it's just maybe this is going to bring out the snob in me, and I don't even know if it is. People consider it a supper club, but I also really love Tornado in Madison, just because I've been in the service industry for a long time, so I always remembered like being able to like go there and kind of have their late night menu, and that was always kind of a nice thing. My wife actually, we like for her birthday several times we would like go get like dessert somewhere, and then like make sure we stayed up late enough to like hit Tornado's late night menu. So I'm a big fan of that one as well. And I don't know if that qualifies because it's like right by the square, and it's kind of it's not your traditional like Wisconsin supper club.
Yeah. No, and we had One Barrel on a while ago, but they also mentioned Toby's. They did not mention anything about Tornadoes, but that's one that we're gonna have to check out.
Yeah, it's good. It's great. It's like it's one block off the square basically.
Awesome.
and really good place.
Okay, next question. If you have beer brats, is there a Youngblood beer we should try?
Oh, yes. So I mean, I think there's a lot of stuff that goes good with brats, obviously, but I mean, I would gravitate towards one of our IPAs. We do a lot of hazy IPAs and that sort of thing. I said we don't remake a lot of beer. There is one that we're going to be remaking here in the next month or two, and it's called Murder Hornet is my safe word. So that would be my pick if I had to pick.
That's a great name.
Murder Hornet is my safe word. I like it.
Yep. One of the first beers we ever made, and people really dug it, and so we're going to bring it back in a month or two here.
I'm in. I love it.
Awesome. And then Bloody Marys. Do you have a way you make yours?
So I do. So I use my brother's recipe. My brother was a bartender for a long time, and so he gave me a recipe. Tomato juice, obviously, and then a whole mess of other things. The one weird ingredient that he's got in there that I think is a little unique is Guinness. So he's got like
okay, some
almost
stout.
a full can of Guinness in the Bloody Mary mix.
Wow, that sounds really amazing. I've never actually tried that. I'm going to
I've
give that a
never.
shot.
And honestly,
Yeah,
I'm
it's good.
I'm the type that doesn't really love to do the whole beer in the bloody kind of thing, because that's sort of like a game here in Wisconsin where you do like a beer in the Clamato, and that's like the drink, right? And I just can't. I don't subscribe to that, but I do like where you're at with this because it's a darker, deeper flavor, and you're still adding in some of the other flavors that you're getting anyway.
Oh yeah, totally. So I mean, it's like, there's tomato juice. You got the Worcestershire, garlic, all the normal stuff, and then the Guinness gives it this kind of richer, kind of body, kind of backbone thing to it.
I like it.
No,
that's good.
It sounds great. We're gonna have to give that a shot.
Yeah, I'll send you guys the recipe.
Awesome. That sounds great.
Absolutely.
And then we got one more question before we let you go today. Besides Youngblood, is there another brewery, brew pub, anywhere you recommend our listeners go and check out, even if it's not in Wisconsin?
Well, I mean, I'll stick with the Wisconsin one just because I think they're doing really, really good stuff, and they're good friends of ours who have done a lot to help us get off the ground. I would say Working Draft. They're off of kind of like the Willie Street area, maybe like 5 minutes out of downtown. Taproom is not open right now, but they are putting beer into cans, and once COVID kind of gets a little more under control, their taproom is awesome. We're doing things very similar to the way we were going to, really kind of bustling taproom, and beer is phenomenal, and they're really great people.
Yeah, we had them on the show. They're really good guys, and I used to live on Willie's and Rogers there, so I know that area pretty well.
Yeah, it's they're awesome. We actually were waiting on kegs to come in before we opened. So the very first beer we ever put into kegs was actually in Working Draft kegs because they let us borrow some of theirs while we were waiting on ours.
That's cool.
Yeah, they're super cool guys. We were glad to have them on the show. Obviously, we love Working Draft. We love Youngblood. That's why we had to have you on. Eric's been talking you guys up for a long time here.
Definitely. So. Yeah, for the last few months, for sure.
But thank you, Tom, for your time. I know it's a Sunday, and we really appreciate it. It's a little late in the day, Wisconsin, church Sunday. We didn't mean
no Packer game, so we're good on that.
No Packer game, so.
No, you're good. We're happy to talk about what we're doing here, and I appreciate you guys asking us. So this is great.
Yeah,
thank you so much, Tom.
We'll definitely connect in the future, and we'll come down and try some beers and tour the facility.
That sounds great. I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Happy Sunday. All right. That concludes this episode of Wisconsin Drunken History Podcast.
If you enjoyed this vulgar display of Wisconsin, please like and subscribe on whatever streaming platform you prefer. And remember to hit the bell on YouTube to be notified when we release new content.
Also, if you have any suggestions or ideas for future episodes, please send us an email at widrunkenhistory@gmail.com or head over to our Facebook and Instagram pages.
Thanks again for listening, and remember, as always, watch out for deer on your way home.